All right, so I know a lot of content creators going into this NBA 2K26 cycle. The moment that the news dropped yesterday of this courtside report, they were very quick to put out videos reacting to the information. But I wanted to take a little bit of extra time, absorb all the information that I can, and try and give you guys a better crafted analysis of everything that happened yesterday with this courtside report. But we're going to start things off with the gameplay. This is the most important thing in my opinion, and this is going to be the first thing that we get a full reveal of, which will be on the week of July 28th. Now, their main premise is rewarding skill-based gameplay. Now let's see what they mean when they say this. We prefaced it in the introduction, but this year in NBA 2K26, we really wanted to hone in on rewarding skill-based gameplay, where your actions on the sticks fully control and translate to the outcomes you see in game. You'll feel this point of emphasis across multiple gameplay areas, including shot outcomes, blocks, steals, loose balls, and rebounds. Higher difficulties, including most competitive multiplayer modes, will play on green or miss jump shot timing this year to yield a heightened competitive atmosphere. Now, this is good. This all sounds good so far. We all know in Pro-Am this year, you can make whites. So hopefully Pro-Am Proving Ground stage, this will all be on green or miss. You can't make whites in any of those modes. And I still hope that although they're focusing on competitive game modes with this, I hope that in modes like Rec and Park, it happens still less than it does this year. But we'll get to that in a moment, why I think that might be the case. Based on community feedback, shot meters and dunk meters both show your green windows, similar to NBA 2K24's. This is great. In addition, layup timing is permanently enabled to separate skilled finishers and make those highly contested finishes at the rim even more spectacular and impressive. Now, this is also a W, because we all know in NBA 2K25, you can play on NA timing, real player percentage, whatever you want to call it, in the rec center, and you can make contested layups all over the place without having to time them. So this is nice. This is a very good thing to see. New tools for offense and defense. Get ready to elevate your game and feel the pulse of the pros with the new moves that empower you with deeper control in the post and more control and customization over how you attack the rim. Lock down the paint and stay in perfect position with improved player-to-player contact on the floor and in the air, with improved footwork and defensive counters for a truly competitive experience. This is just a sample of this year's improvements to on-court gameplay. Check back again later this month for the full breakdown. Now, we're going to take a step back here a moment. They talked about deeper control in the post. I'm going to kind of talk about this one for a moment. Now, we're going to have to start not in the post when we talk about this. We're going to start with the face-up game, because the face-up game matters a whole lot, especially when it comes to post scoring. Those two kind of go hand in hand. Now, what I'm expecting is, again, we're starting with the face-up game. I'm expecting signature go-to shots to have more unique animations in the face-up game. So already in this year's game, when you're in a live dribble, you get a different signature go-to shot based off of what hand you have the ball in. But for some signature go-to shots, you actually get a different animation if you are in a face-up and you do not have a live dribble. A good example of this is Jason Tatum's signature go-to shot, which you can see right here. When he's in a face-up, he gets a completely different signature go-to shot in comparison to something he would get whether the ball is in a live dribble or not. So that's the face-up game. And then another thing that's important with the face-up game is hopefully more signature hop jumpers that work well out of the face-up game. Again, the quickest example that I could think of to demonstrate to you guys what I mean when I say this is Jason Tatum's hop jumper. He's got a really nice sidestep out of the face-up, which allows you to create a little bit of separation from your opponents. There are some better packages that provide better insight to this, but I think an improvement towards the face-up game will make the post game better. So we have to start here. All right, so now we're going to actually move into the post. And with improvements to post gameplay, there are two main things that I want to focus on. The first and foremost, there have to be better ways to escape out of the post. Realistically, the only way to kind of escape out of the post and get back to your perimeter shot creation moves is to do a post spin and then just go into like a dribble sequence after that. Or you could do the post escapes, but the post escapes aren't that great because then you do like two dribbles afterwards that are just random and you don't have control over them. I'll probably show that on the screen as I am talking about it, but that's something that I think needs to be fixed a little bit this year going into 2K26. Better post escapes, a little bit more control going from face up to post game, and then once you're in a live dribble, going from a post game to back to your regular dribble moves. Like, I think that would be good for the game. It'll allow different play styles to flourish a little bit, so that'll be something I would look forward to see. Now, I'm hoping that similar to like maybe dribble styles, that there's post styles or post scoring styles. Like, you have post fades, post hooks, and post hop shots, but I hope that there is some sort of post scoring style for like different players, to where when you do specific counters out of the post, like let's say you do a shot fake into a step through shot, someone like like a Kobe Bryant, they're quick to do a shot faked into a spin pivot into a shot. That's something that Kobe does a lot. Whereas somebody like Nikola Jokic, let's say he does a fake out of a hook, he'll sometimes step through and then pivot back the other way for a fade. All of these can be done on NBA 2K25, but they're not as consistent, and that's the thing that I'm looking for going into 2K26 is consistency with these moves and a little bit of uniqueness from one player to the next, and having some sort of post-scoring style or post-scoring size up something. I don't know what to call it, but something along those lines that is different from one player to the next. And since we just talked about Nikola Jokic and we talked about his shot fakes when it comes to his hooks and whatnot, that brings me to my very next important thing that comes to post-scoring. Hooks have to be better. Now, I know everybody gets frustrated when we talk about post scores, especially in some older 2Ks where post scores were dominant, broken, what have you. But in this year's game, it was literally impossible to time an open post hook 5 feet away from the basket with 90+ close shot without a defender in front of you. Like, go into the my court, go into NBA 2K freestyle, grab somebody with a high close shot. Probably a good one would be Joel Embiid. Grab Joel Embiid. Try to time an open post hook consistently and tell me if you think that should be like that on NBA 2K26. Small things like this. Better movement in and out of the post, a better face-up game, better shot creation animations out of the post, and combine that with having moves like post hooks actually working the way they're supposed to would be a great thing to see on NBA 2K26. And I'm somebody who I do the shot creator post scoring stuff. So don't think I'm just saying all this and I don't have the thumb capabilities to do the post scoring at like the higher levels on 2K, because I am somebody who is pretty freaking solid out of the post. I'd like to think, at least. If you guys want to see any gameplay, you can go watch my videos and whatnot. But those are the main things when it comes to gameplay. Now, one thing I do want to bring up towards the end of this gameplay portion, because there has been a little bit of a conversation when it comes to layups with the gameplay. We're talking about layup timing now being permanently on to make high contested finishes even more spectacular and impressive. Skill-based gameplay when it comes to shot outcomes, loose balls, rebounds, whatnot. The main thing that needs to be fixed with layups going into 2K26 is this sequence that I'm about to show you guys right here. Now, in this sequence, I am driving to the left elbow with the ball in my left hand. Every single time I am attempting a floater. Now, you are going to watch this in this short sequence, which took me about 2 minutes to gather. You're going to see me get 6 different layup animations while attempting the exact same shot from the exact same spot with the ball in the exact same hand. There has to be some level of customization. There has to be some level of consistency when it comes to the layup animations that you get with the inputs that you do on your controller. And that is just not a thing on NBA 2K25. And that's why layups are just not good this year, because there's just way too much of a variation in the layup animations that you can get from the exact same spot, doing the exact same animation in the exact same hand. Just one thing I wanted to just put out there really quick. All right, so now let's move on to the My Player Builder. This is going to be the following week, which will have a full reveal the week of August 4th. So we're going to start things off here. Build with new insights. We know how important the process of creating your My Player is, which is why we've added more depth and quality of life improvements to the builder to help you better understand the type of build you're making. With new advanced tools like the ability to preview unlockable body types and more, which was a thing that was already a feature in previous 2Ks, but glad you brought it back at least. The My Player Builder is packaged with upgrades designed to give you more context, more control, and more ways to create your perfect build. This all sounds great on paper. We're gonna have to see more in detail what they mean when it comes to other features aside from unlockable body types. I would like it to where maybe we could see potential build names that we can get beforehand or something along those lines, or I don't exactly know, but we will see. Fresh play styles year-round. The My Player Builder in NBA 2K26 doubles down on everything the community loved in NBA 2K25 and more. Cap Breakers return with big improvements alongside even more new ways to improve your build that rewards smarter progression and give you new ways to evolve your playstyle all year long. This all sounds great, so now, as expected, Cap Breakers will return in NBA 2K26. That is a surprise to literally nobody. Everybody knew that Cap Breakers were coming back going into NBA 2K26. I think it's a good thing. I think it does keep the game fresh throughout the year, but Cap Breakers are only good when there are multiple things in the My Player Builder that are worth upgrading. So that includes low shot, driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk. Like, those things have to be worth upgrading to the high 90s to make Cap Breakers make sense. Even playmaking wise, pass accuracy, ball handle, interior defense, block, like those things have to be better in next year's game. So cap breaking those also makes sense. Aside from the meta that we currently have where everybody cap breaks rebounding, strength, mid-range, three-pointer, and that's realistically it. Unless if you're playing on some sort of like non-meta build, which I mean, I do too to an extent. But cap breakers will only be good in a my player builder that promotes other play styles and other things being good. The 5-level takeover and takeover ability system returns with a streamlined progression system and gives you more control over how you dominate the court. Now, 2 big things here with this. First and foremost, whoever decided that this year I needed to grind 25 games to unlock a takeover, I'm not saying they should be fired, but they should take a pay cut. Now, I hope that by them saying there's a streamlined progression, that means there's way less games that you have to grind to unlock a specific takeover, or once you unlock a specific takeover ability, you no longer have to unlock any other takeovers with that same ability, but time will tell what that actually means. And then also gives you more control over how you dominate the court. Is this a hint at potentially a custom takeover creator where you can choose the 3 attributes or 2 attributes or 1 attribute that your takeover boosts, and then you can choose your takeover ability? That would be great. But we don't know. This is me just speculating. My player build diversity. The My Player Builder has been balanced to ensure that all heights, short and tall, can be effective on the court and encourage more build diversity. Overall, the My Player Builder remains intuitive for beginners, but veteran players can dive deeper into creating their perfect build. Again, this all sounds great on paper, but we're gonna have to wait until we see the game and play the game to know if every single height is going to be viable at multiple positions, because it's not just about all heights being viable. It's about heights being viable at more than one role and more than one position. So if I want to make a 6'8 lock, I can, and it'll be effective. If I want to make a 6'8 2 guard, I can, it'll be effective. If I want to make a 6'8 point guard, I can, it'll be effective. And that applies to all the other heights in the game. If I want to make a 6'11 point forward, screw it, why not? If I want to make a 6'2 with 99 dunk that can slash really crazy and gets high layup and can make all these contested finishes around the rim, why not? That's what has to happen in order for this My Player build diversity to actually make sense. And this also applies to the defensive end too. Shot blocking has to be better. Interior defense in general just has to be better, or we're gonna have another year where centers really don't upgrade their interior defense that high. August keeps the ball rolling with the full My Player Builder courtside report, expanding on the aforementioned new insights, fresh play styles, and build diversity with a host of other enhancements. Now, that is August 4th. When this August 4th reveal happens, we will probably hear a lot more from Zach Timmerman, who is, I'm pretty sure, the guy that is in charge of the My Player Builder. Now, Zach Timmerman, if you are watching this video, let me listen. Man to man, heart to heart. I hope you cooked. That's all I'm saying. I just hope you cooked. All right? That's all I'm asking. Now, next thing is my team. This is August 11th. I'm not focusing on my team because listen, I'm not a my team guy. Most people that watch me are not my team people, so we're moving on. My career. We're going to go over this one pretty quickly. This will be August 18th, okay? My career out of bounds. NBA 2K26's immersive My Career prelude story takes players where they've never gone before in out of bounds. Watch your draft stock rise as you outshine your opponents, but there are now more consequences to your story, games, and choices. If you don't compete all the objectives in a game, your agent might not be able to secure the best opportunities for you. Okay, so winning, losing games, and performing well in games might matter more. And also, they're talking about draft stock will rise. So are we about to have a My Career storyline? I'm assuming before the draft then, where will you go in the NBA draft? So are we having, how far before the draft will we be playing? Are we just going to play in the combine? Are we going to be playing in college basketball games? Will we playing in March Madness before we get drafted? These are all real interesting hypotheticals to think about. This year, your My Player can go through the draft process and be drafted based on your performance and how well you fit each team's positional needs. And again, performance at where? Performance at the combine? Performance at tryouts? Performance at college? Are we playing overseas? Like, I'm gonna have to see what they exactly mean by this, because it sounds like we're gonna be playing quite a bit of games before we actually get drafted. Let fate run its course to see where you get drafted, or bet on yourself and conduct a private workout for the team you want to control your destiny. Get drafted the traditional way or choose where you want to go. The decision is yours. See where your My Career journey will take you when we pull back the curtain and showcase this narrative-driven mode in mid-August. I'm excited for this. There's been a lot of hints that potentially Spike Lee is coming back to make the My Career storyline, which he did on NBA 2K16. I think it was the last time he did it, so that'll be really nice. My only other concern with this is the whole I make NBA player build videos. For those videos, I need to get specific jersey numbers. If I gotta play X amount of games so I get drafted to the right team so I can get the right jersey number, I might be a little frustrated. But that's a me problem. My NBA, August 18th. Once again, just like my team, this is not something I necessarily care about. If you want to go somewhere else to learn about this, you're more than welcome to. And here is the final thing, the city. Full reveal the week of August 25th. Now, the week of August 25th is like less than a week before NBA 2K26 comes out early release. So we're not going to see the city until moments before NBA 2K26 actually comes out. NBA 2K26 welcomes Gen 9 players on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC back to the city. And for the first time, the Nintendo Switch too. The city is even more intimate and accessible than its predecessor, with all points of interest well within reach to get you on the court significantly faster. Now, what this sounds like to me is a much smaller city, a way smaller city, which is fine by me. That sounds great. I don't care if it's called the city, if it's just smaller than last year's and it's more accessible and easier to get around, fine by me. The park gets a makeover. So can all the urban beauty in NBA 2K26's new park designs, which are focused on more natural and grounded scenery, like the courts that you might find in the real world based on community feedback. Plus, new lighting improvements and a fixed time of day will reduce harsh shade and sunlight. This is all great. This is what we've been asking for the longest time. I'm not trying to play park in a robot factory, okay? I want to play park in something that would actually look like something I'd see in real life. So that's a great makeover. That sounds great. We'll have to see how well they execute on this. And then I also love the fixed lighting improvements and a fixed time of day, so we don't have to worry about sunsets, nighttime, and whatnot. And the other thing with the lighting improvements, shadows used to be so crazy. Like, there were so many times where I would play park last year, this year, where if I'm spotting up in a corner and there's a lot of shadow in that corner, I would literally go run to the opposite corner and spot up in that corner because it would have better lighting. That is a problem. That should never be a thing in a video game. So that's all great. Now, last thing, more ways to flex in the city. Own the spotlight in the city with an all-new mode leaderboards that shine a light not only on your rank, but also the players with the most wins in multiplayer modes like the theater and the rec. Also, the top player from each mode will have a 12-foot statue of their my player built outside that mode's building, and it will be updated daily to give recognition to that day's star. Before the city opens its doors, we're going to give you the full tour at the end of August, just in time for early access starting August 29th. I like this idea of the statue. Maybe I can get a statue of like a Wemby build just sitting up there, and everybody's gonna be like, yo, why is Wemby up there? And it's just like, hey, you know who it is. But yeah, man. A lot of good stuff, a lot of good info. They also came out with this little graphic that's got some Easter eggs in it. Here, I'm going to actually pull this up full screen because I downloaded this image. So we're going to look at this really quick as a final thing. Couple hints at some potential things in this screenshot, which we're going to look over right now. All right, so let's go full screen. Fantastic. All right, perfect. So let's take a look at this really quickly. We're going to just start left to right, okay? Got the Angel Reese 2K26 jersey. This might be an apparel that we can get in-game. Wouldn't be surprised. All over everything. Don't know what this trophy is. Angel Reese, this is her pic. This is a picture of her cover. This TV right here, August 29th, 2025. This is the day that early access starts. It says 9 a.m. I think that's 9 a.m. Pacific time, right? Because then it's going to be, I think, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not necessarily a leak or anything. Like, we knew that that was the case. Let's call it a Hoop Vision. Play 2K26, whatever. This is cool. Little basketball. Now, this has all the dates of when they're going to do specific things. So, gameplay, the 28th. Presentation, August 4th. August 11th. August 18th. August 18th again. Community content. I wonder what this means. This was not mentioned in the courtside report. What does community content mean? August 28th. Does that mean, like, community day, maybe? I don't know. 8/25, season 1, early access, 2K26 launch. All right, got a lava lamp here. Don't know if this actually means anything, but hey, we got a lava lamp here. Wilson basketball. We have this House of 2K, which includes a trophy room, a sunset room. Is this a hint at Sunset Beach potentially? Will the My Career storyline feature an apartment, like I think it was like 22 Next Gen, like you had an apartment? Maybe you have a sunset room which overlooks Sunset Beach. Maybe that's a potential park that comes back in NBA 2K26. It is a 10-year anniversary since NBA 2K16. Just putting it out there. You got the jersey room, which this is probably, if I had a suggestion, this is probably a spot where you get all of the jerseys that you collect when playing My Career games. You know, you can do like jersey swaps with other players. This is probably a room in this apartment where you get all of the jerseys. Just speculation. I have no idea if that's actually true. And then Spike's room. Don't know what this is. Maybe it's for a dog. Maybe it's a hint again at Spike Lee making a return to you know, create the storyline for NBA 2K26. But again, and then obviously trophy room, this is probably where all your trophies, all of your awards and stuff like that will probably go. So any I almost said Vince Lombardi, any NBA Finals trophies, MVPs, Finals MVPs, scoring titles, stuff like that, it'll probably go all in this trophy room. So this is probably some sort of apartment that we'll have in the city, that these are like things that we will have access in this apartment. That's just my speculation. Let's see. These are all just my team cards from over the years. You got a 2K foam finger. Wouldn't be surprised if that's an apparel in the game. Regular basketball net. This is the cover for the Leave No Doubt edition. I think we've covered everything from here to the left. So now we move on. We're going to go top right here. We're going to zoom in on this one. This caught my attention when we were on stream earlier. This is the first build name that we have seen of NBA 2K26, a small ball forward. Height 6'7", weight 220 pounds, 7'1" wingspan. I don't know if that says standing reach or vertical or something. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's age. I don't know. Got a shot chart with shooting splits, some other stuff here that I'm not entirely sure what it says, but interesting stuff. We got 26 to 26, 2026. Is this maybe a hint at what I was talking about earlier? Maybe we are playing college basketball, because this looks like a scoreboard for college basketball. Or maybe this is high school basketball. Maybe we go back to our roots, like how we did on NBA 2K21, I think. You had a little bit of the My Career storyline that's actually started in high school. Maybe that's a thing. I have no idea. This is the My Career stuff. This is cool. Right here, these are all like, I wouldn't be shocked if these are like the people that you see in like the dunes or whatever. Like these are people that you play against to like grind badges or whatever. Then you got the city park, a little bit of a different potential rebrand there. You got sticker collection, early access or whatnot, my team super pack, you know, play call sheet. I don't think this has any significant meaning. Carmelo picture, again, that's the cover. Dawkins glass. Not entirely sure what this means. There was a lot of speculation about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below what this means. There's this little 2K slot machine. And then right here we have all the covers of 2K, but it stops at 17. We got 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. But there's no NBA 2K16. Very interesting. Very interesting. But that's pretty much everything, man. Couple of hinted things at here and there in this little thing. Good trailer overall, good preview overall. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about NBA 2K26 based off of the info we got yesterday, and I will get as much content out as I can for NBA 2K26 from here on out. Love y'all boys. I'm out. Mwah.